Welcome, wonderful viewers, to this episode of the Eko Psychologist channel on YouTube. My name is Oluronke. Trust you are enjoying a lovely time this weekend with your family members. Please always ensure you stay safe and practice the use of the protective measures that we've been advocating so far. Today, I will be talking about some post-COVID-19 psychosocial effects and their management. How, as a continent or nation, can we be affected psychosocially after the coronavirus pandemic? How do we handle them when they do emerge, as they definitely will, based on the economic brunt of this pandemic worldwide? Some of those identified psychosocial effects post-COVID-19 on an individual include job losses, unemployment, a crash in familiar standard of living, relationship and marriage conflicts, and separation. Some of those conflicts, this relationship conflict and marital separation, possibly arise as a result of intolerable issues which occurred between couples or between parents who never lived together, seeing each other 24/7 for a long period of time, and were unable to manage these issues amicably with tolerance and patience between themselves, thereby impacting the lives of their children negatively. A couple of weeks since the pandemic was confirmed in Nigeria and intervention plans were drawn and implemented, we have seen and heard of some of these above-mentioned psychosocial effects. For example, we have seen and heard of interns and contract staff or even core staff who were retrenched by some banks and organizations because they could not afford to pay their salaries. For the compassionate companies, there has been a significant reduction in their take-home, leading to lower social-economic status. The psychological impact of this whole transition from being employed to being unemployed in a committed relationship and marriage to separation or divorce, having a high to moderate standard of living, to transition to a lower socio-economic status can be devastating. Hence, the effects include uncertainties about the future, anxieties, agitation, discontent, frustration, depression, anger, aggressive tendencies, paranoid behaviors, and increased level of stress, which in turn might lead to lowered immunity and emergence of other physical conditions such as high blood pressure and even stroke or death. Suicidal and homicidal behaviors might also arise from those psychological effects of the economic brunt of the pandemic when not adequately addressed by the mental health professionals. Other observable results of the lockdown and economic impact include antisocial behavioral tendencies such as introduction to or increase in the use of psychoactive substances like excessive alcohol intake, smoking of Igbo weed, abused prescription pills like tramadol, retinol, cocaine, the use of crack cocaine, heroin, among others, to resolve the headaches and difficulties caused by the negative impact of this pandemic, though through an unhealthy coping mechanism. Of course, noticeable increase in crime rate will not be far-fetched, as well as risky addictive behavior such as gambling, internet fraudulent acts, and dangerous sexual behaviors, all to alleviate the distressing psychological state of their mind. So how then do we manage the psychosocial problems? Firstly, you need to understand that there are some situations you can control and also react appropriately to, and there are some that will remain uncontrollable until you seek expert care to help you resolve the issue. Some examples of the controllable situations post-COVID-19 are how you can rise again from the ashes of a role transition, be it retrenchment, unexpected retirement, lower socioeconomic status, or relationship or marital separation. What comes next? Your perception of the situations, though unfortunately they might be, will help you attain the next level of growth. without recourse to unhealthy negative coping mechanisms? Do you want to make use of the time you now have to build up previously abandoned projects you've always wanted to work on as a self-employed individual? Do you want to improve your CV with certifications or diploma courses while job hunting for a higher position than you previously had? Do you want to go for that tour around the world you've always craved for but unable to take because you had to care for your partner and your children? That is, if you can afford it. It is all up to you. Do something you enjoy that will always make you feel better about yourself. It could be something as simple as cooking your favorite delicacies or going shopping and spoiling yourself to your satisfaction. We've also found that when people focus on the positives, they have insights to help them move on to better opportunities in terms of relationships or marriages, or couples may also decide to reevaluate their situations, doing things together which initially brought about the attraction and passion between them. And in cases of abuse and assault in marriage, let's remember that there are centers such as the Mirabel Center and the Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team in Lagos State, who we can call on to help. These are actions that we can control and consciously perform to bring about positive feelings. Secondly, with these unexpected changes due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, for some, healthy coping becomes very difficult, which is the reason why a lot of people feel the use of psychoactive substances will help them get over the distress they are experiencing. However, this relief from drinking, smoking, and intake of various illicit substances have been found through research and self-reports of various people who have found themselves in such situations to be temporary because of the short-term effect of the substances, which eventually wears off. The issues they were trying to repress or escape from with these substances then reemerges, causing more distress because in the course of having taking the substances, they might have done unmentionable acts during the period under the influence of the illicit substances, and it has been found from clinical experience that until the sources of their psychological anguish are confronted and resolved with healthy coping strategies, they will keep reoccurring. Hence, the need to visit a clinical psychologist. We will help you identify the causes of your frustration, your discontent, the anxieties, the depression, and other underlying psychological conflicts by doing an evaluation, a psychological evaluation, and with individualized intervention derived from the result of these evaluations. He or she will then assist you with healthy problem-solving strategies to cope adequately with the underlying problems. These strategies also serve as inoculation or immunization to deal with situations or related issues like this in the future. In cases of addictive substance use, due to these unresolved issues, for instance, case managers can also step in. Who is a case manager? A case manager is a person who helps you identify your needs, and in this instance, that of someone with addicted to substance use, the issues that led to the substance use and the result of the substance use will be looked into by this case manager, and then they link you up with appropriate professional help who can help you resolve these problems. For example, in a marital breakup related to one partner not being able to tolerate the other taking illicit substances anymore, let's also say that the use of the substance led to being unemployed, living with relatives because the couple were evicted from their rented apartment. The wife then becomes the sole breadwinner, or if the woman is the user, the husband cannot cope anymore with a physical and verbal aggression towards himself, the children, or the neighbors. Remember, this is an instance. The case manager, who might also be a clinical psychologist, will then assess the situation as earlier mentioned and then engage the substance user in therapy before commencing on a couple's therapy to help the couple resolve their differences, and then refer to a social worker who will do her own assessment of where they live and the situation which often triggers this marital conflict. Other mental health professionals such as the psychiatrist, the pharmacist, the occupational therapist may also be required in the case of this case management, and all these professionals work hand in hand, but the case manager will always be the one at the center with the client in the management of each case. Thank you so much for taking time out to watch this informative episode on your Eko Psychologist YouTube channel. Today, I spoke about post-COVID-19 psychosocial effects and management. I also mentioned the various impacts of the pandemic, especially as the economy of the country has been affected, leading to cases of downsizing, salary cuts, lower socioeconomic status, marital conflict, and breakups, among other issues. All this subsequently result in uncertainties, anxieties, frustration with self and with others, discontent, anger, aggression, and depression. The management of such events were also emphasized. If you have questions, do not hesitate to drop them in the comment section below or reach out to me on my Instagram and Twitter accounts at Eko Psychologist. I look forward to responding to your various questions and your comments. Kindly encourage us by giving this episode a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel to enjoy more weekly episodes discussing various psychological issues as they affect our lives daily. You can also share with your loved ones this episode. Thank you once again for viewing, and much love from your Eko Psychologist to you. Bye.